Do us a favor. Spread the word. Another award-winning, thought-provoking, action-packed edition of the Tony Basilio Show is coming up next. Tips are always appreciated here at TonyBasilio.com, home of the Tony Basilio Show. You found the Tony Basilio stream at TonyBasilio.com or on your smartphone or tablet. Another thrilling, chilling, and sometimes spilling edition of the Basilio Show is on the way next. Tips are always appreciated here at TonyBasilio.com. Oh my gosh, this is unbelievable, y'all. Oh, hello, Moto.
WJBE 1040 AM, 99.7 FM. Translator W259AB. Powell, Knoxville.
Fire this thing up, focus this thing, and prepare this thing. This is unbelievable. This is what we've all been waiting for. Your destiny, your entire life, you've been waiting for this moment to arrive. And it is finally here. And I sure hope we handle it a lot better than the Yankees did against the Red Sox this week.
Ooh.
Bino, how do you plead to that? And how long did it take me to take a dig at your Yankees?
Longer than it would have taken me.
I mean, you know, the thing we ask of our baseball team, I don't know about you. Well, you're a Yankee fan. You don't ask this. I asked my baseball team to get me through the summer, give me something to watch, and get me to football season. Right? So my basketball team has done that. Or my baseball team, rather, has done that. So, but that's what I ask of them. I ask, get me through the summer. And because the news isn't good for the Phillies either with what's going on with Wheeler. But I guess who knows? college football's upon us. We've already had this era that we're in is really nutty, guys. You know, this money era and the parental involvement. And can you all imagine, just for 1 second, if the fight would have occurred? Because that, Bino, we were involved with that kid from Kansas State. In fact, he's the first guy we went and talked to, that Avery Johnson guy. He's the first guy Tennessee went and talked to. Can you imagine if we'd have had like some pugilism down on Peachtree Street? A father and a son rolling around in the mud puddle, Bino? I mean, is college football the best? How it just elicits those emotions in us?
It's just hard to beat. Tony, college football is hard to beat.
I mean, it's just
they made Nico's father look sane.
That's what I'm saying. They said to Nico's dad, I'll tell you what. You think you all had a crazy offseason or raise the stakes on this thing? Let's really raise the stakes here. But yeah, college football's back. It is going to be a tremendous week. We're really excited. And if that week 0 is any indication, it's going to be a wild college football season. The kid the other night from Hawaii who made the field goal, the Japanese kid who learned to kick watching YouTube videos. I mean, is there a better sport on the planet? You know, is there a better sport on the planet? And Friday, we're going to be live down at Calhoun's. So excited to be there. Just so excited to be back with you, as I wrote today. The passion, the pageantry, just the fun, the unbridled fun. And Bino, we've had the pleasure of meeting so many different people down through the years, getting a chance to do this. And it's just always such a great blessing, isn't it?
Oh, it absolutely is, Tony. It's one of my favorite parts of the blessing of doing this is getting to meet the people that have been our supporters for so long, and to get out in just that atmosphere, that site.
Yep.
I can't wait for it each year. And you walk out this morning, not only does it feel like football out there, it feels like October football out there, which is perfect.
Yeah, for those listening to us around the world, no matter where you may be, trust me when I tell you this, you can absolutely feel it in the air that it's football time in Tennessee. You can feel it in your blood. You can feel it in the air. It is truly football time in Tennessee. So we're going to have a terrific time with you. It's a very exciting. I've got maybe a surprise for you on Friday. I'll share that with you. Maybe a surprise for you midweek. I'll be sharing with you. But we've got a lot going on here. And our number is 865-200-5402. I'm over at our talking points today and just kind of looking at where we are. And this Syracuse game is going to be really, really interesting. You know, the thing that is really interesting about the Syracuse game is that it's kind of going to be hidden, right? We're playing opposite the Ohio State-Texas contest, which is just a wild way to start the season. But it ain't going to be hidden to us. It is not going to be hidden to us. Beanstar, how fired up, focused, and prepared are you right now for us to go out and face this Steve Angeli guy and what he brings to the table?
Yeah, he's obviously capable, Tony, from reading the blog today, and what was put on there. You know, you basically have to take him out of his game, or he's going to hurt you because of his ability to throw the football. I do believe that we're going to be able to put pressure on him. That should be the strength of our football team. So we should be able to get him out of his rhythm. But this is not a stiff as far as how he can throw the football.
No, so much of what goes on in major college football is dependent upon you neutralizing the opponent's quarterback. You do that. If you do that, you win. If you don't, it's Katie bar the door. The thing that's really interesting to me about college football, and we saw it this weekend, is that, Bry, UNLV's defense went out there against whom on Saturday? Who did they face?
That would be Idaho State.
Not the Vandals.
Not Boise State. Not Idaho.
No, not the Idaho State Vandals. Or the Idaho Vandals. That's Idaho State's like the Bears, right, Bri? What are they? Like the Wildcats or something. What are they?
I don't even know what Idaho State's nickname is.
Well,
I don't even know what city they're located in.
You make a chump, you blow them out like candles. And the Vandals. Little song that Bino had. Bino had the 12-inch back in the day. Bum 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 ba da don't dun 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 dun. Dum bum bum ba da bum.
Pressure.
Bino, I was saying that Nico's going to have trouble, in week 2 of that UNLV bunch. That UNLV bunch here to that Idaho State team looked absolutely dreadful, which goes to show you, Dan Mullen's coaching there now, by the way. As if you missed it, Barry Odom has moved on. Barry Odom is now coaching at Purdue. He's coaching a moment at Purdue.
Did I see where his defensive coordinator is Todd Grantham?
It falls under the heading of, Bri, these guys will take any job. They'll take any spot. They'll coach anywhere.
You just have to be. You don't have to be good.
Well, you just got to have a job.
You just have to be plugged in.
You got to have a job, Bri. These guys want to coach. And why we've, in this era, taken to making them all, we're paying them $9, $10 million a year is idiotic because they're not going anywhere. So what are you doing? But anyway.
It's like Freddie said years ago, Tony. It's like men's softball. Mm-hmm. These head coach. It's like you get a new sponsor. Hey, we got a new sponsor. Get all the old gang back together. Doesn't matter if we were really any good or not.
It's a pretty great line. And the other thing is, about the week to come, this UNLV game showed you something, which is that in the transfer portal era, when you're putting a bunch of new pieces together, they can look good on paper. Bri, is that a 1AA team that UNLV got torched by the air? Now, UNLV won the game because they have more material.
Yeah, I think they're in the Big Sky Conference.
But I mean, they got lit up.
Or the Big West, maybe the Big West.
They got lit up. And the other thing is, the thing that watching the game that took place over in Ireland, the thing I appreciate is the other thing, the nature of this sport, when you don't see it for a while, right? And then it comes back. That's a 7-7 game in the fourth quarter that ends up, final score what, Bri? 7-7 game that ended up what, in the high 20s?
You talking about the Hawaii Stanford game?
No, not Hawaii Stanford. I'm talking about the game that took place in Ireland or Scotland.
Oh, the Kansas State. Yeah, it was 24-21. It was, I think, 7-7 in the third quarter.
In the late third, early fourth. And then both those teams just went bang, 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 bang. All of a sudden, the nature of the sport and what makes it so great is that just when you think you have the answers, it changes the questions on you. You think you have it figured out, and you don't. And that's the beautiful thing about major college football. As I sit here, trying to guess how this thing is going to play out and what Saturday for Tennessee is going to look like. You go on the blog today, John Bryce says that Steve Angeli is an absolute statue. The reason he did not get the starting job, though he had the edge and experience, is that he took 4 sacks in a practice late in the spring for them. And it was a practice where they were rotating snaps. So it wasn't like it was a deal where he was the starting quarterback in a scrimmage and he took 4 sacks, which is bad enough. But he just took sacks because he can't move. And I think that's a really interesting part of this game, Bino, because my sense of this game all summer, and you can't study on these teams till you get there, and you can't really get a sense of these teams till you talk to somebody like John Bryce, who goes to those Notre Dame practices, knows all those people there, lives in South Bend. That's why I brought him on Friday. It was an awesome unpack having him on. But you can't really get a sense of what's what, what's where, and what's how till you talk to a guy like that. And then you realize, okay, Syracuse is going to play fast. And Tennessee has some, everybody does, but Tennessee has some pieces in their secondary that, they're going to kind of make fit together. And now they do have some returners, which helps. But, in these first games, one thing that the game in Ireland showed me is all it takes is a crack of light. All it takes is a corner releasing to a safety and one of the touchdowns. And look, the kid from Kansas State is not a great thrower of the football by any stretch of the imagination. But in the middle of that fourth quarter, when an Iowa State safety looked inside, when 99 times out of 100, you got to get outside there, and you miss your assignment. It's, I'm not trying to be funny here, but it's kind of like watching your Yankees play defense. Bino will tell you, this year, you put a ball in play against the Yankees on defense, you put a ball in play, and it looks like college baseball. And college baseball has that unpredictable thing where no lead is safe. You can't take anything for granted. It doesn't matter how good the player is. The shortstop from Arkansas, guys, that was one of the saddest things in the world, the way that kid booted that ball. That kid will never forget that in that spot, the way that kid booted that ball. And he's an awesome player.
He didn't boot it. He threw to the wrong base.
Yeah, he threw to the wrong base. That's my point, yeah.
Yeah, he threw the third. He should have gone for the double play.
And college football, Bino, has that screwy quality to it where it's just such a great sport, man, for that reason, because it has a screwy quality to it.
Yeah, Tony, you have to, from the Yankee standpoint, you have to catch it, you have to throw it, and someone has to be alert enough to actually be covering the base that you're throwing to. So all three of those things have to come together. And more times than not, the Yankees can only do 2 of those. They are what they are. Tony, the closer we get to this game,
yep,
with the guests that you've had,
yep,
and the information that we continue to get on Syracuse, the more and more I'm getting Adam Gold feelings about this game.
Yeah, Tennessee's going to swallow them.
No.
Huh?
That's not the feeling I'm getting. I'm getting the feeling that we're getting set up here. This guy's been there 1 year, and they basically look like a totally transformed program.
Yes, Fran Brown. Yes.
And we're every piece of information we get says we're going down here to swallow these guys. I'll believe it when I see it.
All right, so that's the question for the living listener right now as we sit here on this Monday. I don't know. I don't know. You don't know. We don't know. Look, I'm not getting out much, with what I'm going through. Back issues. An outing for me is physical therapy. And I'm getting an MRI on Wednesday, but that's an outing for me, okay? So, but if I were, usually this time of the year, people ask two things. What kind of team do you think we have? And then if you're playing a real football game in the opener, what's the opener going to look like? And to answer both those questions, I would say pretty good. Pretty good team. And I don't know. I mean, Saturday, to Bino's point, is sort of the ultimate roll of the dice if you think about it. You've got two new quarterbacks learning two new systems. You've got Tennessee has more talent than they do, but UNLV has absolutely a ton more talent than the team they played. Stanford's got to have better material than Hawaii has on a football field. It's not like Saturday's game, which took place in Ireland, where it's two knowns at quarterback. These guys are unknowns. Angeli is capable of producing in pressure. I mean, he led a scoring drive last year against Penn State. He was integral in Notre Dame defeating Penn State last year, which Brycey kind of reminded us of that. Syracuse obviously they're close to a 2-touchdown underdog and have been for a while for a reason. They've lost a ton of talent. And I'll tell you something. I think we're going to whack them. Now, Bino, does that make you feel better? Because we're getting ready
no, that doesn't make me feel better. Well, obviously,
it didn't make Dixie feel better.
Well, it'll make Matt Dixon feel better.
Our defense is going to be the best unit on the field. That's what makes me feel better. And I know that we can run the football, and we can play defense, and that makes me feel better. But the only thing I feel real confident about this game, it would probably be playing the under.
You say that. I was talking to C over the weekend. We were just kind of comparing notes. He said, why do I feel like this thing's going to be like a 35-14 Tennessee game? He's studying on it. He'll be with us on Thursday. But he said, and then we're going to do our winners and losers this week as well. Presented in a visual format this year, which we're looking forward to over on our YouTube channel, etc.
Beautiful.
For the life of me, look at Saturday and I go, man, anything can happen in this game. It's a losable game, Bino, isn't it? People don't think it's a losable game because they look at that 13-point line and they say, well, Syracuse doesn't have any players, but the unknown is still the unknown. And the unknown in college football can be scary because I'm just going to give you some simple facts. The 1AA running back that Missouri signed was an unknown until they threw him on the field and he became a known. Yes or no? Yes.
Yes.
The Mateer guy, when he transferred to Washington State, was a total unknown before he became a known. The Ward guy, who played 1AA football, before he transferred to Miami, was a complete unknown and became a known. And the scary thing about football is, if you stop and think about it, is there are guys all over the NFL that play at these little schools that we have a tendency to think, well, they could never compete with these Division I guys we watch. And the truth is, man-to-man across those teams, that's true. But it doesn't mean there's not some pretty good players out there that can, in fact, compete. So it all adds up to a deal where you can't take your eyes off of it. And we really don't know what's going to happen on Saturday. We have a feeling. We think we know what's going to happen. And Bino, as for playing the under, here's the other thing. Because I was talking to Watson Brown about this last week. Are these teams going to go off the pedal? Or are they going to go fast early on? He said, I think both these teams are going to play fast. So if you get in a multiple possession game, and let's say you're Tennessee and it goes well for you, okay? You're getting the Angeli. One thing that Bryce said is if you put pressure on him, he'll throw the ball up for grabs. You'll have a chance for multiple interceptions. That's what Bryce said. Bryce said, I would predict that if Tennessee's able to get home with him, he'll throw multiple interceptions. And so then the question becomes, if that occurs, you've got a chance to go over that number pretty quickly. You get a few short field. I don't care if your quarterback got there yesterday. You give one of these teams 2 or 3 short fields, and all of a sudden, those points can add up very quickly on you. And then they get in a mode where if they get a couple scores down, they get in a mode where they've got to throw the ball constantly. And they get in a mode where they have to throw the ball constantly, and then all of a sudden you're off to the races. So it's extremely interesting to consider this game on Saturday. Now, my question for you is, how do you feel about it? I think, after talking to Bryce, after considering everything Syracuse has lost, I think Tennessee could whack this team. And Bino thinks what?
I'm just the more I hear again, the more Adam Gold vibes I get.
And for the people,
I hope it's just game week jitters.
For the people that have just found the show, Bino, the Adam Gold reference. Walk us through what that means, and then I got to ask Brian take his temperature. Then we're going to go to the phones and take your temperature on what we're about to see.
The guy that knows everything about college baseball. What's his name? Mike
Rooney. Mike Rooney.
Yeah, Mike Rooney came on before Notre Dame rolled in here in the Super Regionals, and he's a Notre Dame guy. And basically said they've got no shot. None. No shot. And that's and he looks a little bit like Adam Silver, and Tony calls him Adam Gold. So that's where that reference came from.
He told me off the air. He said, it's going to be a really hard watch because I played there. And they have 0 chance, and they're going to get just hammered twice. They got 0 chance.
I mean, that's happened on here a lot, Tony.
Oh, he totally snowbirded me.
I know that I kind of zone in on those. It probably hadn't happened as much as I think it has. We had guys guest on, of course, everybody thought this. The week before we rolled out there to South Carolina a couple of years ago, too, and got whacked. They were going to get killed. They had a JV squad they were putting out there.
Brian Hartman, as you ponder
talk about
Saturday,
this quarterback
yep.
is going to play fast. He didn't strike me as a quarterback you'd want to play fast with. It's sort of when you remember Georgia Tech when they ran that triple option with Paul Johnson and they got behind in the fourth quarter and they had to throw every down, how awkward that looked. Him playing fast kind of brings back that kind of awkwardness to me. I don't see how Syracuse keeps it within the spread. I just don't. I don't think it'll be like 42-10 or anything like that, but I see a comfortable in the fourth quarter victory.
865-200-5402. It's game week. What's your vibe? It's game week. What's your vibe? That's a question. Kind of like if I were out in the community right now. Somebody walk up to you and say, hey, what do you think's going to happen here, man? It's game week. What's your vibe? That's a question. 865-200-5402. It is your Monday edition. We continue with more on the other side. It's game week. What's your vibe? And then when we continue, we'll get some calls in. And what do you have? What do you have after this?
Hey, Tony B listeners. I'm Billy from Grade A Grounds, a UT grad bringing Knoxville a better way to raise money. We roast premium coffee fully branded for your team or cause. You keep 40% of sales, and we donate 5% to local needs. Let's win on and off the field. Visit gradeagrounds.com to start your winning fundraiser today.
Living Vol fan, we're on the countdown to kickoff, and that means you need to make sure you are game ready. Head to Alumni Hall to get this season's Tennessee sideline apparel. Nike, Columbia, Peter Millar, and more. Shop top brands for the entire family. Hats, Yeti, tailgating gear, and so much more. If it's for the Tennessee fan, Alumni Hall has it. Spend $150 and get $10 in Hall cash rewards. Shop at alumnihall.com. Download their app or shop any of their locations in Knoxville, Murfreesboro, or the Tri-Cities. Alumni Hall, the ultimate shopping destination for Vol fans.
It's the hottest post-game show on the planet. Garza Law. Fifth quarter fan reaction. Fan reaction. As soon as the final gun sounds, we're live.
Tony Basilio, and we are live once again with Chad Stockton of FC Alliance. And Chad, you're out there on the field, 100 strong here in Knoxville. Talk to me. What's been going on with FC Alliance now that the weather's heating up?
We're out here for the first night of the boys' tryouts. We have over 400 kids that'll be here tonight. So a lot of exciting times right now for us. Our club team start at U9 and we go all the way through U19. We have over 1,000 kids that come from Chattanooga from the Tri-Cities that make all our teams and make this club what it is today. So we're excited about it. We finished the younger kids a couple of weeks ago. We just finished the girls last night, and now we're on to our older boys program as we speak right now.
And we're blowing and going in the Tri-Cities. Tell me about it.
We started FC Alliance North 1 year ago, and coming off the first year, we are the largest, most competitive club up in the Tri-Cities area. We just finished our tryouts last night. Looks like right now we will be well over 400 kids for the upcoming season. So great things happening up there. We've put our boys into some really good regional leagues. So we're excited about what the future holds for them and also our girls programs.
If you want more information, check them out at fcallianceknox.org. That's fcallianceknox.org. Chad Stockton, keep growing the beautiful game here in East Tennessee.
Absolutely. Thanks, Tony.
Hi, I'm Jim Simpson, owner of Simpson Meats. When's the last time you grilled a really good burger or steak? One your friends still talk about. Our goal at Simpson Meats is to make that happen every time you have a cookout. All of our cuts of meats, steaks, burgers, briskets, and pork are always fresh, flavorful, and sustainably sourced. We are family owned, so we know the importance of knowing how and where your food is raised. We have been putting quality first since 1888. Visit our butcher shop off Lovell Road or online at simpsonmeats.com.
Tony Basilio along with the great Mark Griffin. And we're here to talk about our friends at Performance Medicine. And Griff, their slogan, stay educated, stay healthy. That's you.
Wow. I really like to think that, Tony, and I'd like to give Dr. Rogers a lot of credit because I definitely want to stay educated and healthy, and knowing that he's putting the time and effort in to make sure of my care. I want to encourage your listeners to put the time to learn and become educated and get to know Dr. Rogers and see if it can help with your health as well.
And there's a really, really easy way to do that. In fact, they've got their own YouTube channel. You can see Dr. Rogers for himself with his staff staff. It's called The Performance Medicine Show over at the Performance Medicine channel over on YouTube. Also, more information at performancemedicine.net. To our friends in North Knoxville, a brand new location over in Fountain City, now accepting patients. So many ways to reach Dr. Rogers. And like they say, stay educated, stay healthy. Performance Medicine, online, performancemedicine.net. TB here for Cedar Bluff Plumbing, a live and local company that's been serving our area for over 32 years and counting, because every customer counts, and I mean, no job is too small. Cedar Bluff Plumbing just voted #1 by City View magazine because multiple plumbing experts are on call to serve all your plumbing needs. Chances are there'll be a plumber in your area when you call, and they won't send some salesman to your house. You're going to get a high character, trustworthy, highly trained plumber who will serve you. Not like some of these guys that look like they came off the set of America's Most Wanted. Cedar Bluff Plumbing is Basilio tested and approved and will go the extra mile for you because Chucky Mack is a servant of the people and my consigliere to the throne, celebrating over 32 years of serving living volunteers. Cedar Bluff Plumbing. Call 588-4448. That's 588-4448. Cedar Bluff Plumbing.
Attention Vol fans, are you tired of complicated, clunky fleet technology that makes your job harder? Say goodbye to frustration and hello to Connexial, your hometown partner in logistics. It's time to rev up your operations with next level fleet management from Connexial. Connexial is here to keep your business on track with technology that works as hard as you do. Our game-changing ELD gives you more than just hours of service. With AI-powered dash cameras and real-time asset tracking, you'll have eyes on the road, cargo, and your fleet from anywhere, anytime. And the best part, our friendly US-based customer support team is just one phone call away. No more long wait times or frustrating tech talk. Just real people with real solutions. With Connexial, you get a professional team you can trust and easy-to-use products that keep you on the road. What do you say, Tony?
I'm ready. Make the smart move and call Connexial today.
865-888-6920. Learn more at Connexial.com. That's Konexial.com. Drive life with Connexial and go Vols.
Chilio here, and you know my friends at Carnes Motor Company started with a dream over a quarter century ago. I met Rob and Brian back when I still had hair, and they were working at a huge dealership in West Knoxville. But they told me back then they wanted to sell cars on their terms, and I wanted to do radio on my terms. Their terms, just like my terms, are ultimately your terms. In both cases, you're the winner. A Car Guru's National Award winner with a 5-star rating on all sites, just like our Vols. Everything about buying a car from Carnes Motor Company is no hassle. They specialize in high-quality pre-owned vehicles between the $5,000 to $25,000 range. And if you need to sell a car, they'll either buy your car or they'll help you sell it. Carnes Motor Company also has a top-notch service department. Therefore, every vehicle is rigorously inspected and serviced prior to delivery. So you're guaranteed to get a quality pre-owned vehicle every time. If you need a place for service, they've got you covered. Come be a part of the Carnes Motor Company family and tell them you heard about it from me. Online at carnesmotor.com, Oak Ridge Highway, 1 mile past the Carnes light. Carnes Motor Company.
Yeehaw! Some people say betting online is still the wild, wild west. But with the VIP Play app, you're riding with the best. VIP Play app is hotter than a $2 pistol packed with flair. Live hosts and features finer than a frog hair. Send your old betting problems out of town with a slap. You'll be betting sharp as a tack on the VIP Play app.
Don't be a better, be a better with VIP Play today.
Download VIP Play today or head to VIPPlayApp.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-88-99789. Must be 21 plus and located in Tennessee to bet.
It's always magnificent. Mondays on the Basilio Show, presented by our friends at Fleet Tire. I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. Fleet Tire. I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. And now, back to B. Bad form of me, Jerry and my friends that are over at Fleet Tire. I-275 exit 1B. East Woodland Avenue. I was telling Bino and Bri during the break that I was watching that U.S. Open last night, and the fact of the matter is that that was entertaining. Seeing, I felt sorry for the umpire, the chair umpire that came out there, because essentially what they did is they threw this guy out. But if you haven't seen this, I would encourage you to go online and look at that, because that's one of the stranger things I've seen in sports. And if you don't believe in momentum, Gary Danielson, you will after you see that, because once that guy walked out onto the court, all the momentum in that game, all the momentum in that match, all went the other way. Again, the unpredictable. To the phones we go at 865-200-5402. Let's go to our phones and get our first call in. Hello and welcome. You are on our Monday edition. Hi.
Hey, fellows.
Hey, Steve. How you doing, buddy? Long time no talk, man.
Yeah, I've been doing all right, and
good,
y'all sound really good. Y'all sound like y'all are doing just fine.
Well, Cruton's going well. Cruton's going well, Steve.
Yeah, he's going real well.
Yep.
Next year's class,
yep.
That may be the finest class I've ever in my I don't know, probably 35, 40 years keeping up with it.
Yep.
It looks like a real fantastic class, but I know I haven't called y'all in a while, but I always feel like y'all's panel is very intelligent, sophisticated, and y'all are really good. If you don't have an answer, you can always, seem to get it pretty quick.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't know if y'all had heard any of this. Of course, with the this running back for that's unsigned, and Virgil was telling me, a good friend over at the Waffle House, and here local, and he really keeps up with the recruiting, and I get a lot of information from him. And he was telling me about this. I don't know if I can pronounce his name right, but he was a running back that was drafted really high by Cleveland, the Browns. And I want to say his last name is Judkins, but I think it's Quinshon Judkins.
Yep. Kid that transferred to Ohio State from Ole Miss.
Right. Yeah. I didn't know if there was a possibility, with, Haslam's involvement with, the Browns. If the kid does not sign, and it sounds like he hasn't yet.
Right.
They were saying that there's going to be a possibility, and would there be any NIL money to maybe lure that kid in there? He'd be really nice. He'd worked out really nice if we could just, put him in there. I like our running backs, but when you get out of talent like that, a first round, draft pick type,
hey,
I didn't know y'all's thoughts.
Hey, Bino, more to the point, what do you make of Dylan Sampson apparently winning the job in Cleveland?
I thought that no question. I thought Dylan Sampson was going to make a roster, but I had no idea or no thoughts that he might actually start, especially in year one, from week one. Yeah, it's amazing.
It's a big in your face to me, because that I never dreamed that was possible. So now, granted, it's the Cleveland Browns, and anything's possible with the Cleveland Browns. You know that, Steve.
Right. Yeah, I'm like you. I was always grateful for the money and helping, the boosters and all that. But, for as much as I don't want them, around our football program, it'd be nice if the Haslam's would throw Tennessee a bone from the dog pound, and maybe they could work out some kind of under the table deal with this Judkins kid, and we get 1 year out of this kid. That might be the difference in making, another college football playoff. I didn't know what y'all thought, and I've got a flip question about y'all too.
Give me the flip question, because that's sounds like you're high on something. But go ahead.
Right. Well, no, I'm actually about to walk into the Waffle House, and Virgil, he knows how I like my pancakes.
Because Steve, when you start asking questions like that, I'm wondering if you're crawling back to your neighbor's doggy door.
No, but listen, I know
they got pancakes at Waffle House now.
I'm already tasting those. He's probably got some flapjacks on the griddle. So
at the Waffle House.
In the thing. I'm sorry, what?
At the Waffle House? Y'all got pancakes at your Waffle House down there now, Steve?
Yes, we do. He makes them special for me.
Okay.
Yep. Right. And, they're like a lot of these other, companies and whatnot. I don't know. They're always coming up with crazy ideas and branding and all that. But listen, he likes to flip them pancakes for me. He says he's not used to it, with doing all the waffles and the omelets and all that. But let me just tell you this. I'm really interested in some flip possibilities, some recruits that we maybe could flip for this next season. And one in particular that I've heard a lot of buzz about is that 27 linebacker, Caden Henderson.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd love to get him. And I didn't know, I really like our prospects coming in on these big offensive linemen. And, but you know me, and I heard y'all last week, I don't have the internet, of course, but he had you playing on his mobile device. And he was saying that y'all were talking about, we missed out on Sniper, the big running back, that maybe he could get someday, if we could really get us a bell cow back there. And I think this Judkins kid could be that guy, a 1 year type deal.
Well, Steve, I appreciate it. Quinshon Judkins walking from his holdout, walking back to college. I don't know that could happen. I mean, Bino, you laugh, but I mean, who knows?
Oh, yeah. Today, who knows? You're right. We need to get all the Hendersons we can get to start with. Yep. And I really didn't hear anything he had to say after he said that we were both talented and sophisticated. So after that, I'm not sure what was said.
You kind of checked out on that deal. Let's go back to our phones. So what's going to happen at 865-200-5402 this weekend? Steve was not participating in that. What are your thoughts on the Syracuse game on this Monday? After you looked at what happened over the weekend, and Brian, you made a point, and then we'll go to the phones when we were off the air, that this first week feels like what, Bri? This is a food for thought here.
It almost feels like bowl season because you've got games stretched across 3 or 4 days in a row where it just feels like a college football holiday. Constantly.
Yeah, beginning on Thursday.
Thanksgiving weekend.
Thursday you have a game. Friday you have a couple.
You got neutral site games too, which also contributes to that.
Saturday you've got just a smorgasbord of excellent matchups, and then Sunday 2 games, including Notre Dame, Miami. When does LSU Clemson play? That Saturday night?
Saturday night. Yeah, Saturday night.
What are the 2 Sunday games, Bri?
Miami, Notre Dame, and I think there's one in the afternoon.
Yeah, there's 2 of them. We'll find it.
There's 2 of them, one at 3 and one at 7:30.
Saturday is wall-to-wall ball y'all. And really, really great games at that. Let's go to the phones. 865-200.
The other Sunday game is Virginia Tech at South Carolina, Tony.
I wouldn't sneeze on that.
Or I don't. Is that actually it's Aflac kickoff, so it may be being played somewhere else, but it's Virginia Tech and South Carolina.
Back to the phones we go. Hello and welcome in. You're on the air.
That's at the Mercedes-Benz Dome.
Okay, so that's right. That's the second game of the weekend in Atlanta.
Hi, you're on the air.
Hey guys, it's Music City Sam in the house.
Hey, Sammy, what's up, buddy?
Hey, let's lay Bino down on the couch, talk him off the ledge.
All right.
Let's make it happen.
I'm not on the ledge, Sam. I think Tennessee's going to win the football game. I just get a little bit nervous on here when I keep hearing they don't have anybody, they don't have this, they don't have that, especially with a guy that walked in there last year and turned their program completely around. I'm just going to carte blanche say we're going to go down there and kick a mud hole in their hind end when I don't know what we've got on the offensive side of the football.
True, very good points. I got to bring this up since I remembered it. I was playing golf about 6 weeks ago, hooked my ball into the left pond, and I went down there and found me a Yankees ball straight in the pond. And, I just tossed it back in because I didn't want to play with it. But sorry about
probably
that.
threw it in there.
All right. So Syracuse last year rushed for 97 yards a game, which was good for 127th in the nation. So they're a completely one-dimensional offense, which sets up good for our defense and how they're structured. They also gave up 150 yards a game rushing, which was also not good for tops in the country for sure. So we know Josh Heupel and the offense is going to be able to run the ball. Statistically, they've been able to do it all 4 years. I just think you're going to have too much on both sides, both lines of scrimmage for them to compete, which they did. They were a one-dimensional offense, and they lost their quarterback, best receiver, and best tight end, which is not at least Tennessee, when they have turnover, you can be pretty assured that they're going to be able to run the ball effectively and have pretty good tight end play from what we've heard.
Agreed.
And let's not forget that Syracuse and Tennessee had a common opponent last year of NC State. One team beat them by 41, and the other team beat them by 7. Syracuse didn't play a lot of good opponents last year. They got Miami late, and if you watched any Miami games, they almost lost to a lot of people, giving up 100 points. So, again, these are two different teams, but if you're just saying which team reloaded better than the other, I think the answer would be Tennessee. So I'm not worried about – I think this is going to be a fairly easy cover. I'm with Tony that we're going to go down there and whack them.
Although I will say, as quickly as I say that, the unpredictable nature of this week 1 deal after watching week 0, there is an unpredictable nature because really you're playing two things in these deals. You're playing that opponent across from you, who I don't think is very good by major college football standards, Syracuse, because they've lost a lot. However, are there a few hidden gems on their team that will walk out of there as people that we will look at and go, God, that guy can play? Because that happens all the time, Sam. We have to be open to that. I mean, guys come from 1AA that can play. And the fact that the target continues to move in the sport makes the sport. It just makes the sport such a great game. And games like this are a tad scary. In a way, Bino's kind of talking me into a little negative position over here.
There's a flip.
Yeah, I mean, obviously anything's possible. When I speak about things, I typically do it in terms of
numbers,
what's most statistically likely to happen.
Absolutely. That's why I love your calls. Your calls are based in facts, Sam. They're based in facts. You're a fact guy.
Well, that's, the piece I sent you over the weekend.
Yep.
Tennessee, in the positions they're losing, they're starting to replace them with guys that are 5 and 4 stars.
Yep.
Because, no one ever worries about Georgia or Ohio State because they reload with 4 and 5 stars. Tennessee's starting to get to that point to where, we lost James Pierce. Who's behind him? 5-star, top 20 player in the nation, Jordan Ross from 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Same body type, Same coming out of high school. And you're thinking, man, if they could do it with James Pierce, why can't they do it with him? And so we just have more answers on replacing things than they do.
Well, it's a great thought. It really is. It's and Sam, I appreciate you. Thank you. So Sam's in the camp of easy W. TLD Logistics phone lines are open if you want to get in at 865-200-5402. Phone ringing off the hook today. Sam in Nashville. Yeah, we'll run his piece tomorrow, or I'm sorry, yeah, probably tomorrow in the blog of Record Word today. Orange Throat has some thoughts. We've got some great stuff on there about Steve Angeli, a few other things about the weekend that was, and I just love college football. The fact that, and it is a fact, okay? The fact that we watch a sport where, and by the way, X has some great thoughts today on the blog regarding guys that not only made teams in the NFL off last year's team, but two of them who've nailed down jobs. And he talks about how Dante Thornton was misused at Tennessee. Now, Dante Thornton was hurt a bunch, no doubt. But he talks about how he was miscast. He's going to start. Coming out of camp, he's going to start at wide receiver for the Raiders. You know, Bino, we've been saying we need one of these guys to emerge, and there it is right there. There's a guy that comes out of our system that emerges. But X's point is that it's almost in a backdoor way. Is X proper to point that out, Bino, in your mind?
Yeah, I think that's fair, Tony. I said several times last year, without any firsthand knowledge of what his physical condition was, that he was underutilized here. I think he was clearly our best receiver, and the volume of targets didn't reflect that.
No, they kept throwing the ball to that damn Squirrel White guy, who I said the entire time he was here, if his nickname wasn't Squirrel, you would think he was an average player, which, by the way, he's an average player. So let's go back to our phones. On your TLD Logistics phone lines, Josh Heupel coming up in about 25. Hello and welcome in. You're on the air.
What you say, huh?
Hey, Philly.
How you been on doing?
Philly, it's a great day to be alive, bro.
Hey, Phil, we're good. Thank you.
Yeah, you're right about that. The commitment we have for receiver from Utah, I read an article about him saying the reason he came to Tennessee is because Heupel put more players in the pros at receiver than Utah does. So I guess Utah don't put anybody in the pros at wide receiver then.
That's pretty interesting. And he's a legacy kid too, Phil, to your point.
Yeah, and plus he said his childhood dream was to play in the SEC. So I guess that's one advantage we got on people.
Phil, that's the other thing. When we were coming up, the SEC was kind of a regional league, but it was great football. And you can make a little extra money playing here because the boosters are nuts. But now the SEC is all that in a bag of chips. Bino and I run into people every Friday down there at Calhoun's when you're playing the real games. Every Friday. Not the bye games, but the real games. And they'll walk up to us and they'll say, we're here from Chicago. We're here from Milwaukee. We're here from Los Angeles. Well, who are you cheering for? We don't have a team. We just wanted to come to a Southeastern Conference football game, and we wanted to come see this place. That's the whole vibe around the entire SEC now, especially at the have schools like we're at, Philly.
Yeah. I see some publication, I don't know which one it is, said Tennessee had the 8th best roster in the United States. Do you believe that?
I do not. No, I think that's fantasy.
On talent-wise?
Yeah, I think that's fantasy. But more power to them.
I mean, I hope that's right, though. If that's right, that means you're in the playoff. If that's true.
And that's the point, Phil. That's setting yourself up, your head coach, and your fan base up for failure if you buy into something like that. Bino, do you buy that?
Where was that, Phil? Where was that at?
It's something I saw on the internet last night on X.
No, I don't buy that. I do think that over the last year's recruiting class and the last two and the one coming up, I do think that Tennessee has improved significantly in the talent base of their roster.
Well, there's a running back down in, I don't know if it's Chattanooga, Baylor, or Macaulay, that came from Canada, and he's down there, and he'll probably be one of the top running backs in America next year.
Yeah, X was telling me the Vols are way.
George is his last name, I think.
Yeah, the Vols are way on him. X
That's kid at Baylor.
With me. Yes, that's right, Bino. Yep.
That's going to be interesting to see. How do I feel about this game? I'm worried about it because look at how way these games started. The game in England, of course, I think, or Ireland, the weather caused that to be a sloppy beginning.
Philly, I don't remember a game where, except you're playing in snow, where you can't see the lines. And apparently that field was so underwater that they had to reline it at halftime, and you could barely see the out-of-bounds boundary.
Yeah, now that smoke at the first game still in there in the second quarter. Kind of cool, you know?
That's exactly right. Yep.
But we'll find out if this quarterback's the real deal or not, because we're playing indoors and on artificial turf. Tennessee ought to roll them, but stranger things will happen. Syracuse is used to playing on artificial turf.
And used to playing indoors.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see, won't it?
Yeah, thank you, Philly.
Go down Calhoun's Friday?
Every Friday throughout the entire football season.
Wow. It'll be good to get down there one day, won't it? See you.
Thank you, Philly. 865-200-5402. I mean, we like to sit down and hang out with people, and they'll come up, remain approachable. And down there at Calhoun's, you'll say to people, hey, isn't that amazing, Bino, how many people, especially in the last 5 years, have said, yeah, I'm just here to see an SEC game. Like, that's a thing now, Bino.
Yeah, it really is, Tony. And you say it time and time again. You recognize it. You recognize things that we who have always been here just take for granted and probably don't appreciate to the level that we should. One is just the setting, the beautiful setting that we get to enjoy every home game, and just how fortunate we are to be here watching football in the Southeast and in East Tennessee especially.
Yeah, my Pennsylvania friends, when they come, are freaked out by it. And they look at me and they go, oh, now I see why you never moved back. Now we get it. Come back on the other side. Josh Heupel joins, as we'll take his weekly press offering, glean any golden nuggets from him. 865-200-5402. It's your Basilio show. We're on a Monday. Bino's here. I want to get Bino's 3 opponents when we continue. What 3 permanent opponents on that 3-6 rotator does Bino think we ought to go with? Which 3 opponents? Which is a conversation that'll be had. Until we see who the 3 are, it's a conversation that's going to be had here, there, and everywhere. One thing's for sure, though, when they release those, it's going to be a different league when you're playing 9 league games. It's going to be a lot harder. You're going to have a much more challenging, daunting schedule, and that's going to begin next year. So Tennessee still has a window here to do something with a pretty generous schedule. The question is, will they? Can they? We come back. There's a lot of unanswered questions on this Monday after this.
Are you searching for a great local coffee? I'm Billy with Grade A Grounds. You can buy our freshly roasted coffee online and support a good cause with every sip. Great coffee, greater causes. Visit our website today, gradeagrounds.com.
Next week is your last chance to see your Knoxville Smokies in action this season.
No way.
Join us for our final all-you-can-eat Wednesday. Less than $30 gets you into the game and all the food your stomach can handle. We also have Thirsty Thursday with half-off draft beers, fireworks Friday and Saturday nights, and Fan Appreciation Day on Sunday with free prizes given out during the game. It's your last chance, so get those tickets now at SmokiesBaseball.com.
The end of summer means big savings and no more excuses to not call Pipe Wrench Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Don't let plumbing or HVAC problems follow you into fall, and take care of them now while the kids head back to school. Whether it's a leaky pipe, outdated water heater, or AC unit struggling to keep up, the expert team at Pipe Wrench is here to help you transition smoothly into fall with a home that's running efficiently and worry-free. This month only, enjoy 10% off any plumbing or HVAC service, including repairs, replacements, or maintenance. And Peace of Mind Maintenance Plan members will get an additional 10% off for 20% in total savings. From repairs to tune-ups to replacements, we'll help you check home comfort off your end of summer or back-to-school to-do list. We make it easy with free on-site estimates for replacements and free second opinions on repairs. And if budgets are tight, we offer flexible payment plans including 0% financing with credit approval. So don't let HVAC or plumbing issues slow you down this season, and don't delay as the offer ends August 31st. Call Pipe Wrench at 865-264-8090 or book online at pipewrench.com to schedule your appointment today. And as always, same-day service guaranteed or the visit is free.
Life never stops moving. And between the 30-minute commutes, daycare pickups, weekly soccer practice, Tuesday night yoga, X number of coffee runs, and that weekend trip to Grandma's, you're racking up the miles. What you need is a tire that can keep up. A tire designed for doers. A tire that's going to last. Like the exceptionally long-lasting Michelin Defender tire. With an 80,000-mile warranty and the safety and comfort you expect, you can forget all about the miles ahead and focus on getting to your destination or conquering your to-do list. Fleet Tire, I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. That's Fleet Tire, I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. Fleet Tire.
Out-of-town law firms have been swarming into East Tennessee lately. From Memphis, Chattanooga, and Birmingham, they've stormed into the area. Wouldn't you rather do business with a local firm? You know, a true neighbor. Marcos Garza and the pros at the Garza Law Firm are just that. There are neighbors and friends that support local causes year-round. The Garza Law Firm works to serve you professionally on criminal matters, injuries and accident matters, and Social Security and disability filings. The Garza Law Firm is here for you at garzalaw.com. The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
Are you stuck in a dead-end job or ready for a new challenge? Do you feel like it's time to try a new career? Well, it's time to change lanes with TLD Logistics. My friends at TLD Logistics have some really exciting opportunities for you to learn a new skill. With a new 5-acre driving academy that's now under new leadership with all new course material. And the best part, it's absolutely free. What a great deal to set you on the road to higher pay. And TLD Logistics even offers weekly stipends to offset food and gas expenses. In 6 weeks' time, you could complete this course and be in compliance with FMCSA regulations. Then you're ready for the open road of opportunity. What are you waiting for? It's time to change lanes with TLD Logistics. Visit tldlogistics.com. That's tldlogistics.com. TLD Logistics.
A lime is not always just a lime. You see, some limes are lucky. For when a lime joins the salted rim of a crisp, refreshing Tres Dos Equis, that lime is no longer a mere lime, but a wedge of renowned Mexican limón. Muchas gracias, limón. And also, de nada. Enjoy Dos Equis responsibly. Copyright 2024 Dos Equis, imported by Cervezas Mexicanas, White Plains, New York.
Hey there, Basilio family. Jennifer Morris here with Keller Williams Realty. The countdown to fall football is on. Is your fall plan missing the perfect home to watch the Vols make another playoff run? If a new view is on your game day checklist, I'm ready to help you find it. Don't wait until kickoff. Give me a call today at 865-694-5904 or visit my website at nextmovesmokymountains.com. That's nextmovesmokymountains.com, and go Vols.
Josh Collins at Collins Insurance Agency. At Collins Insurance, we strive to ensure our customers receive better coverage along with bigger savings. Our community is important to us. We want to provide exceptional service to our customers. Anybody can provide great rates, great coverage, But can you also get great service? And hey, don't just take my word for it.
What's up, everybody? Zakai Ziegler here. My family turns to Collins Insurance Agency for the best service, coverage, and price.
So don't just go online and get some random insurance. Experience the Collins Insurance difference.
Like he said, experience the Collins Insurance difference. CollinsInsuranceTN.com. CollinsInsuranceTN.com. And hey, their Mama ZZ approved. CollinsInsuranceTN.com. Thank you to Josh Collins and ZZ.
One more thing, Tony. Go Vols.
Preparing food for a big gathering can really take it out of you. That's why you need to call Calhoun's and check out their selection of party platters. Whether you're hosting a party for the big game, a reunion, or just an everyday gathering, a Calhoun's party platter is next level. Choose from Calhoun's always excellent chicken tenders, fly with Calhoun's wings, or boneless wings with a variety of dipping sauces, award-winning next-level melt-in-your-mouth barbecue ribs, or delicious spinach artichoke dip, or get one of each. Plus, if you're doing burgers or sandwiches, Calhoun's has lots of side dishes like spinach Maria, baked cinnamon apples, Smoky Mountain baked beans, or creamy coleslaw. Available in pints, quarts, and gallons. And to finish things off, pick up one of Calhoun's great desserts to go, including homemade cheesecake or key lime pie. Calhoun's, simply your go-to party headquarters. With 9 locations all over East Tennessee, you can order online and just pick it up. Calhoun's, one of the Copper Cellar family of restaurants, along with Chesapeake's, Copper Cellar, Corner 16, Cherokee Grill, and Smoky Mountain Brewery. Eat local, eat good. It's always magnificent. Mondays on the Basilio Show, presented by our friends at Fleet Tire. I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. Fleet Tire, I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. And now, back to B. T to the B and Ye. We're a few minutes away from Josh Heupel's introductory game week meeting of the minds with the depressed, and we'll take that live. In the meantime, 865-200-5402. Bino, who are Tennessee's 3 permanent opponents in your perfect world? Bino, Jeff Henderson.
Tony, I think ideally, obviously you can't do this for everyone, but I think ideally what you want is one opponent from the top tier, one opponent from the middle, and one opponent from the bottom.
Yeah.
And 2 of Tennessee's rivals fit that easily. Alabama, who, in my opinion, that rivalry has to stay. They're a top-tier team.
Okay.
Our in-state, air quote, rival, Vandy, fit. I mean, they're the bottom.
Yep.
So we're looking for someone from the middle. So my guess is it will either be South Carolina, who's a lower middle, or Florida, who, in my opinion, is either a top third or high middle. For us, with all the success Florida's had against us, I guess I would prefer it to be South Carolina. But I think we're going to get Alabama, we're going to get Vandy, and then you can certainly make a case that the other one should be either South Carolina or Florida.
Little piece of intel, there is a gentleman that lives locally who's one of the people that's had a hand in putting SEC schedules together in years past, which is why we reported back during the COVID year that there was a lot of quibbling that went on behind the scenes when they put that ad hoc schedule together. And there's going to be a lot of quibbling here. I do think one of the things that they're doing is they're trying to tier these teams. They're trying to protect traditional rivalries. And then you're going to use some of these teams to fill out dance cards too. You know, the Missouris of the world and people that don't have a lot of history. There was a visceral reaction, Bino, when you were gone on Friday, as we talked through this, to taking Kentucky away from Tennessee. I got a couple emails from Kentucky fans who listen to the show saying, hey, I'm really glad that, you know, our role is to fill out a dance card. And, you know, and my thing is, look, I didn't do it. I mean, don't blame me. I didn't do it. And by the way, I'm not saying anything that Matt Jones up there isn't saying it either, which is it doesn't look good for that game. Now, Matt,
that's a game I hate to lose too, Tony.
Yeah.
Just simply because they're our oldest rival. I think we've played them more than we have anyone else in the Southeastern Conference. And, if we're honest, their fan base is more like us than any other fan base in the SECs. We share those Appalachian roots. So.
Yeah, so we'll go to the phones at 865-200-5402 if you want to join us. And you want to get in the mix and in the hunt with us and in the hunt and in the mix. We'd love to talk with you. We'll take Josh Heupel's press conference here. You're on your TLD Logistics phone lines, and let's jump back to the phones. And when Heupel jumps in, we'll jump in. Hello and welcome in. You're on the air.
Hey, guys. Dave.
Hey, Dave. Good to talk to you, man.
We got the highest paid athletic director. I think it should be Alabama, Vandy, and Kentucky.
That was Matt's point.
We play Kentucky every year from the beginning.
They say it's the
Vanderbilt every year.
They say it's
Alabama every year.
Well, they say it's the Kentucky game. They say is the second or third oldest. 121 years, I think, is what somebody said Friday. The second or third oldest rivalry in the South, which surprises me, Bino. But I guess it shouldn't surprise me because we're border state schools. It would be a shame to throw that away. And Matt Dixon said, hey, Doc, Danny, you want to earn your money? Instead of bragging about $171 million that you've extracted from the fan base, why don't you show us some real chutzpah and get in there and navigate in this space. Show us something. Get Mitch Barnhart, pull him in, say, hey, we want to keep this rivalry and put some pressure on the league. It's not a bad thought, Bino. It isn't a bad thought. I don't know that it would be fair to the rest of the league, but it's not a bad thought.
The schedule's going to be quick.
I'm not surprised, Tony, that it's up there close to one of the oldest rivalries. I know it's not Georgia and Auburn. I don't know what other one is in front of it, if it's third, but we've played them a whole bunch of times. If you look at it from anything but a Tennessee perspective, though, that gives Tennessee one permanent upper tier opponent and historically two lower tier in the very lower tier.
But Dave, you say what to that?
I say the schedule's still going to be tough. You're going to have 6 other tough games.
Oh yeah, it is. There's no question about that. That's you're right. It adds another tough game that's a rotator. That's right.
So let's get to the game Saturday.
Yep.
Butch Jones is in his 5th year, coming off 2 back-to-back 9-4 seasons. Best seasons he had.
Yep.
If Josh Heupel by year 5 hasn't got, I don't care if the Moore kid was starting quarterback or whoever was starting quarterback. If he's not got a roster good enough to beat that Syracuse team, like a drum or whatever, cover a 14-point spread, then it'll be the beginning of the end for Josh Heupel.
Oh, stop, Dave! Come on, man! Stop! Come on now. Why does everything have to be like catastrophic, man? I mean, come on, Dave.
You're not a good coach if you lose to that Syracuse bunch. I'm sorry.
Hey, Dave.
If you've not recruited well enough.
I got news for you. In modern college football this weekend, anything. What do you mean here comes? It's the truth. Anything can happen Saturday in modern college football, Dave. Come on.
Not to the best programs it doesn't, and the best coaches it doesn't. It sure doesn't, Tony. Those guys are prepared. They've recruited well enough, and they've prepared their teams well enough that they don't lose games like this.
The guy at Florida State last year, everybody thought was a cat's meow, and they went out and they played in Ireland, and they got beat by that Georgia Tech team, and they never recovered from it. Is he a bad coach?
Because he's built his teams. All he's done is use the portal to build his program.
Is he a bad coach? That's all that
Florida State guy does.
Is he a bad coach?
No, he's not a good coach. He's not a great coach.
Oh, okay.
Well, Dave, I don't know about. I don't think it's any ominous sign if we don't pull the spread. Obviously, in year 5, you should not lose to a rebuilding Syracuse team on a neutral site. But I don't know what that would say about the future. I don't know if that would become Josh Heupel's Georgia State or not.
Well, I'm talking about Jeff. I'm talking about a double overtime game like Tennessee had in 2017 against Georgia Tech down there.
Hey, Dave, a win's a win's a win's a win's. So you're telling me
it
that
didn't
even
bode too well for the rest of the year for that team.
You're telling me that even if the game's close, you're going to hold that against Josh Heupel?
If I'm watching a Tennessee struggle at the line of scrimmage against that Syracuse bunch, yeah, we're in trouble, and Josh Heupel's in trouble.
Dave, I appreciate you. So you got us down for a blowout win. Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm not saying blowout win. 14 points not a blowout winning. 17 points. That's not a blowout.
That's a pretty comfortable win.
But that's not a blowout win. A 42-0 is a blowout.
Oh, I
win.
got
35-0.
you. Yeah, okay.
But winning by 17 is a comfortable win. It's not a blowout win. It's just not. Blowout win is when you dominate both lines of scrimmage and it's 42-0, 38. You understand what I'm saying? But
Dave, you've fired me up, you've focused me, and you've prepared me for Josh Heupel.
Great event and great opportunity for us to go play a really good football program in Syracuse. We got 20 players from the state of Georgia, I think 15 guys from the Atlanta area. They're going to have a lot of family and friends at the game. So a great way for us to kick it off and find out where we're at. So I'll open it up for questions.
On that note, where do you think you are with this team right now?
I like who they are, how they compete, how they've grown. You're at the point in the year we've got to prepare extremely well this week and get ready to go play. And game ones, there's a lot of unknowns as far as what you're seeing from the other side of the ball, their personnel, all of those things. You got to be able to communicate and adjust quickly and well during the course of a football game. But I like this team that we have, and they've handled themselves with great maturity. They've been extremely competitive. They've continued to grow. We need to do that this week and then go play.
Josh, what do you typically find out about your team in the first game that you never know about in camp?
Well, at the end of the day, it's the first time that you're playing in front of a packed stadium. There's knowns and unknowns of what you're seeing on the other side of the football, their ability to communicate, and all 11 play as one. For some of them, it'll be their first live action in college. The physicality and the speed. Running through the tunnel, it's different. Everybody remembers their first time inside of a packed stadium of this size. I certainly can remember mine. You get between the white lines, it's 11 on 11, and so being able to settle into the ball game, do your job at a really high level, are all things that are going to be really important.
With so much notable roster turnover this season, changes at quarterback, running back, and other positions, especially on defense, what steps has your staff taken to make team chemistry and continuity a top priority this offseason?
Yeah, it doesn't just happen on game week. It's something that we're intentional on when we get back in January and start our offseason every single year. You guys have heard me say young guys don't have time to be young. That's in how they approach everything they're doing every day. Our veterans doing a great job leading those guys, helping them grow as men and in the game as they, embark on a college career and, handling everything that comes with it. It's constant growth, and as far as building continuity or connection as a football team, those are things that we're always diligent in. That happens when you're inside of the building, in the weight room, on the practice field, but also carving out moments outside of the normal football action to develop relationships.
Coach, just the level of confidence you have in your quarterback and receivers, since there's really no body of work among those guys there. How do you?
Yeah, I really like all of those guys. In the quarterback room, you've heard me talk about, the three guys that competed during the course of training camp. You've heard me talk about the wideouts. I love the traits. They've all been healthy here the last, week and change. And so I'm excited about that group. Don't have time to be young, play young, but I expect them to be ready to go play the way that they've practiced.
Anticipate Boo Carter playing on Saturday?
Yeah, anticipate that. For all of us during the course of this week, it's still, learning, earning, and taking a job and proving that you're ready to.
Challenges preparing for the Syracuse offense that has a lot different personnel compared to last season?
Yeah, a lot of different personnel. All their shift trade motions, the communication is going to be important. I said it earlier, but tying all three levels of your defense together is going to be important in this. You got to be able to win one-on-one matchups with the way that they spread the field too. That's in your secondary, but that's also winning one-on-one matchups up front.
Named Joey QB1. Have you had a conversation in that room about who QB2 is, or is that part of it still open?
You guys will find out on Saturday, I guess, when the depth chart comes out.
To the back with Rick.
Coach, how important will the role of the tight ends be in helping Joey adjust and ease into this new season as he takes over?
Yeah, important for them to be in sync in the pass game, but as a tight end, you got multiple things that you got to do. They got to be elite at what we're asking them to do in the run game in the core, and then obviously in protection at times as well. In this football game, all 11 being on the same page, doing their job at a really high level is important. You got to be efficient first and second down, and that's a part of creating big plays too, and being able to convert on third down.
Aside from execution, what's the key to being a good red zone offense, and how can you be better there this year than you were last year?
Well, some of last year was penalties where you get behind the sticks. You got to play smart football down there. The efficiency of the run game is a big part of that as well. And then if you are throwing the football, you got to be efficient with it. So a lot of what takes place in the middle of the field is important in the red zone. It's hypercritical in the red zone because space is condensed, and you got to be really efficient whether you're running the football or throwing it.
Coach, how do you feel about your offensive line? 4 new starters, a lot of new pieces that you've brought in, guys that have developed on this offseason. How do you feel like the continuity and chemistry is with that group?
Really good. From the meeting room to how they've operated, communicated, been in sync in the run game, pass protection out on the practice field as well. You guys keep talking about the guys that haven't played, are new. As a coach, man, you feel like you've had a lot of time on task with these guys. There's a lot of trust in the guys that will get their first action here.
When you look at the wide receiver room getting ready for that first game, obviously you have maybe your top 3 starters, but how do you feel about the room as a whole as you start to build depth there?
Yeah, young guys that maybe came in January or transferred in January. Feel like they've done an elite job of being super mature and handling everything within the scope of our offense, played and competed at a really high level, made plays, got great trust in those guys.
Josh, with the SEC announcing the 9-game schedule moving forward, what are your thoughts on that? And with the 3 permanent opponents, any games that you believe should maintain on your schedule?
It's one less question I got to worry about getting from you guys at media days or any of those events. We finally checked one off the box. This is best conference top to bottom inside the country. What you face week in and week out. Adding a 9th game, I think, is exciting for everybody. Great venues, great games. So really excited about that. Appreciate it. You guys have a great day.
there you have it, ladies and germs. Little Josh Heupel meeting the depressed. Oops, wrong one. I'm putting the wrong headphone on over here. Oh. And there you have it, ladies and germs. Josh Heupel meeting the depressed over at the University of Tennessee. And do you guys take anything from that? Bino, take anything from it?
No, I thought the most interesting thing, Tony, was just that he kind of endorsed going to a 9-game SEC schedule. He didn't back away from that. He kind of looked at it from a fan standpoint, it sounded like.
Well, he's a competitor. One thing we know about Josh Heupel is he's a competitor, and that is an interesting perspective, because behind the scenes, these coaches obviously want the path of least resistance, but publicly you can't say that.
No.
Publicly you can't say it. But these guys, one of the reasons why they didn't play 9 off the jump was, and I'm not saying he's one of them, but the Sabans of the world, they don't want to play 9 league games. Kirby Smart, I mean, why would you want to do that? But at some point, you got to do what's right for the sport. And I do think that the Big Ten kind of drug the SEC kicking and screaming into this, but the SEC, I think, used the 5-11 playoff format as a chip. So I think there's a little bit of both there. I think there's a little bit of both and a whole lot of wiggle room, if you will, with those negotiations that have gone on.
And I think from a fan standpoint, Tony, everyone won from both sides of that.
I think that's right. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point. Because it's not how you arrive at this. It's that you arrived at this.
Yes.
So
I thought it was interesting how he commented about Boo Carter. It sounds like he's not going to suspend Boo for any action. He's going to play from the first game on.
What will be really interesting, and none of us really know this, is to see how much he plays. Does he travel? Does he get in the game? Because he hasn't had much work with the unit. Do they use him on special teams only? Do they hold him and see how the game's going? It'll be interesting. 865-200-5402. Yeah, it was just kind of a self-inflicted thing from that kid. But if you want to get in the hunt and in the mix with us, we'd love to hear from you. There's so many topics to talk about, including what to expect in the Syracuse game. And leave it to Dave to go full. And I do mean he went full, didn't he? He went full on.
Dave's he's in game week. He's in game week mode now. All the rest of this just been a warm up. Dave's ready to go now.
You don't win by 2 scores. You don't win by 2 scores. I got no time for you. Okay, Dave. I mean, you don't win this game by 17 points. And then he says, and I said, well, blow him out. He goes, 17 points and blowing. Hey, Dave, beating somebody by 3 scores, blowing him out, buddy. What are you talking about? And then he said, Bino, if he didn't do it, this is the craziest thing with Dave, who was yelling at me a couple weeks ago for being negative. When I was talking about the pieces on the offense, because Dave doesn't want to believe this, the pieces on the offense are going to have to grow together. And to put some kind of referendum on this first weekend is, and I love you, Dave, but that's nuts. That's a certifiable sports point, man. Yes or no, Beanstar?
I would. Yeah, I think that's. I think that's pretty hypercritical to say if you don't pull the spread in this game that you're probably not going to make it here.
Yeah, you're not going to make it here.
Maybe
you're not going to make it. Let's just go. I'll tell you what. Let's just go get another coach.
5 years and 5 years in.
Yeah, this guy's just not it. This guy, he's like, if you don't pull the spread here, this guy's just not it. And I'm going, Dave, it was like 2 weeks ago.
Dave must have a big bet on him.
I was like, Dave, it was 2 weeks ago. You were on here going, man, negative. I mean, Dave, that's negative. Good gosh, man. It's like
Tony, I can take pretty much. I'm with Dave a lot like I am with Mark in Columbus. I told you, anybody that lives in Columbus, Ohio, and is a huge Tennessee fan, I can listen to whatever they have to say about our program. And Dave's a lot that way for me too, because I know how badly he wants for us to win. He doesn't want to be right. He wants badly for us to win. So I can take it, even the ones that are way out there like that.
But Dave, your sports point him. It's like you're Sybil. Make up your mind. Are you positive? Are you negative?
It's game week, Tony.
As we continue with more, we'll get to all the calls in, all the fun, all the frivolity right after this.
Guests appear on the TLD Logistics Hotline. Online at tldlogistics.com.
Next week is your last chance to see your Knoxville Smokies in action this season.
No way.
Join us for our final All-You-Can-Eat Wednesday. Less than $30 gets you into the game and all the food your stomach can handle. We also have Thirsty Thursday with half-off draft beers, fireworks Friday and Saturday nights, and Fan Appreciation Day on Sunday with free prizes given out during the game. It's your last chance, so get those tickets now at SmokiesBaseball.com.
Whether it's baseball, football, softball, church groups, or schools, if you're raising money, do it with locally roasted Grade A Grounds coffee. I'm Billy Miller, a Vol alum and Knoxville native. You keep 40% of sales, and we donate 5% back to our East Tennessee community. Get started today by visiting our website at gradeagrounds.com.
Although summer is almost over, the last thing you want during sweltering heat is a broken air conditioner or HVAC system. That means it's more important than ever to keep you and your family comfortable and safe during extreme East Tennessee weather. Don't ignore the warning signs that your AC is struggling or nearing the end of its lifespan. And if you need emergency HVAC repairs, routine preventative maintenance, or want to invest in a new system, then call the trusted HVAC experts at Pipe Wrench Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. This month, get up to a $1,000 discount when you buy and install a new air conditioner or HVAC system. We make it easy with free on-site estimates for replacements and free second opinions on repairs. And if budgets are tight, we offer flexible payment plans including 0% financing with credit approval. Be sure to ask about our 10-plus year warranties that are 2 times longer than industry standards so you don't spend a cent on unexpected costs in the future. So call Pipe Wrench at 865-264-8090 or book online at pipewrench.com to schedule your appointment today. And as always, same-day service guaranteed or the visit is free.
Hi, I'm Jim Simpson, owner of Simpson Meats. When's the last time you grilled a really good burger or steak? One your friends still talk about. Our goal at Simpson Meats is to make that happen every time you have a cookout. All of our cuts of meats, steaks, burgers, briskets, and pork are always fresh, flavorful, and sustainably sourced. We are family owned, so we know the importance of knowing how and where your food is raised. We have been putting quality first since 1888. Visit our butcher shop off Lovell Road or online at simpsonmeats.com.
Life never stops moving. And between the 30-minute commutes, daycare pickups, weekly soccer practice, Tuesday night yoga, X number of coffee runs, and that weekend trip to Grandma's, you're racking up the miles. What you need is a tire that can keep up. A tire designed for doers. A tire that's going to last. Like the exceptionally long-lasting Michelin Defender tire. With an 80,000-mile warranty and the safety and comfort you expect, you can forget all about the miles ahead and focus on getting to your destination or conquering your to-do list. Fleet Tire, I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. That's Fleet Tire, I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. Fleet Tire. Basilio here for Budget Transmissions. TGMD, the great Matt Dixon, took his Ford Escape to budget, and like our Gold Bullet back in the day, it was a total mess. And now, Matt's back in the game. He's got a new transmission, axle, wheel bearing, both radiator hoses, engine mounts, coolant hoses. I mean, his Ford Escape was about to escape to the junkyard, but he didn't begrudge it. He took it to Budget, and now he's on his way back to Omaha. Budget Transmissions, over 30 years in business, conveniently located in Bearden. All extended service contracts are honored. A gold certified Repair Pal member. 865-584-4391. 865-584-4391. Budget Transmissions. Don't begrudge it. Take it to Budget.
Hey there, Basilio family. Jennifer Morris here with Keller Williams Realty. The countdown to fall football is on. Is your fall plan missing the perfect home to watch the Vols make another playoff run? If a new view is on your game day checklist, I'm ready to help you find it. Don't wait until kickoff. Give me a call today at 865-694-5904 or visit my website at nextmovesmokymountains.com. That's nextmovesmokymountains.com, and go Vols.
Basilio here reminding you that when you want to sell your extra tickets to the game, you don't want to give your life away online with all your personal information just because you want to sell a few extra tickets. Clark Moore at Select Ticket Service will gladly buy your extra game tickets and your extra parking passes. And the best part? Clarky Boy pays cash. 865-919-1016. 865-919-1016. Clarky Boy pays cash at Select Ticket Service. Clarky Boy pays cash. Tony B here with the great Zakai Ziegler for Advent.
Hey, whoa. Tony, I got this. Hey, Tennessee, it's Easy here. Next time you have an electric issue at your home or business, call my friends at Advent Electric. With offices in Knoxville and Nashville, it's Mama's Easy approved.
You heard it from the most electrifying player in the league. Call the service professionals at Advent Electric, 865-588-0631. Online, adventelectric.com. Tell them ZZ sent you. TB back with you, 865-200-5402. A couple times I've had to get back in here late. What I'm trying to do is I'm following doctor's orders. I'm trying to get up and move around a little bit during breaks. And it's led to me kind of not being in the right spot, but I'm just trying to stand up, move around a little bit. One of the things they told me, which is interesting about the back, is that sitting down for long periods of time in the studio, there were times, Beanstar, where I would be sitting in here during these 5-hour post-game shows and sit here for a full 5 hours. And they're like, that's no bueno for your lower back, which I didn't realize. But you got to get up and move around a little bit. So in the meantime, we're going to go back to our phones. Get the calls in. Bino wants South Carolina as our third rotator because he knows Kentucky's out of the picture. Josh Heupel says Boo Carter's going to play. I don't know what that means. He kind of qualified that answer on Boo Carter and said that something about
he's available.
Yeah, he's available, but there's still
like everyone else. You have to go through and prove this week.
There you
ready
go.
to play.
There you go. So there's kind of a qualifier there. It wasn't like, hey, he's going to start or he's going to play a lot or, you know. But let's go to the phones. It's always it's going to be a lot of it's going to be really interesting Saturday is what it's going to be. But let's get our next call in. Hello and welcome. You're on the air. Welcome in.
Hey, Tony, Taylor,
hey,
Brian. T. Every time I hear Coach Heupel in an interview,
yep,
I realize why he is a fair to mediocre recruiter. And when I hear Vitello in an interview, I understand why he is the elite of the elite recruiter. The communication and interpersonal skills could not be any different between the two. I don't mean that as a shot. I just think that's as factual as it gets.
Well, it's true. I mean, that Josh Heupel's not a very dynamic guy. You know, if dynamism or whatever the term is, if that's what you're looking for from he's not going to entertain you. He's going to be himself. Look, his earnestness though is very much a strength of Josh Heupel. He's got a very earnest way about him, but in front of the media, he absolutely despises it. You can just tell. I mean, he's like. In fact, the media is almost unplugged. That press conference lasted, 12 minutes maybe? The media's unplugged. Everybody's sort of unplugged on that deal. But if you're in my spot, Taylor, you have to play it. He's a head football coach at UT.
Yeah. It's just painful because, to your point, Tony, Heupel despises being in front of the camera and in front of the media. He gives you nothing but coach speak. He doesn't answer any questions, doesn't give you anything. And it's a complete waste of time. I'm not trying to be critical. It's just horrible.
I think it's kind of fun, Bino, don't you? Heupel in front of the media.
It's like a root canal. That's fun.
I don't know that fun or exciting is the right. Either one of those would fit it. But I look at it as a fan. I do feel badly for those who have to write 2 or 3 stories a week. I feel badly, Tony, for you doing a show every day. But for me as a fan, I could care less. I could care less what he says.
And the truth is, it's kind of like I don't need these guys to entertain me. If you entertain me, that's great. But we know that most of these guys, when they're talking, are saying words. The thing that makes Vitello so much different, you talked about him earlier, and it's one of the reasons why I've crushed on him all these years, is from the first interaction with him, I said to myself, that freaking guy's real. I mean, that guy lets you know, hey, I'm struggling with this thought. We did this. I blew that. This guy is hanging by a thread. Could you imagine Tony Vitello talking about the Boo Carter thing today? What he would have said, Taylor? How open he would have been?
He would have said he's not going to see the field until he does X, Y, and Z, and we're not impressed with what he's showed us so far. He better up his game, or he's not going to be on the team or on the field.
That's exactly what he would have said.
Well, and Bino, to your point, I get it. It's not fair to compare Heupel to Vitello in terms of charisma and he's unique. Vitello is just unique. He actually answers the question, which most coaches do not. He's articulate, gives thoughtful, very genuine, candid answers, and that he's a unicorn. But Heupel, it's painful, but it is what it is.
Hey, Vitello is just the total package, Taylor, the total package. There's so few of those guys. I've called him a generational program builder and coach, and I believe that with all my heart. And those guys just don't come around very often in any sport.
Yeah, and back to my point, you can certainly see why Vitello is an elite recruiter, just no question. Guys, when you think about college football today, to me, it's an indictment when the national media has to make a big deal about 2 programs that actually are returning their starting quarterbacks, because that's a unicorn, right? Most major programs have a portal quarterback, and that's just kind of too bad, if you ask me.
I was watching one of the ESPN shows the other day as a run-up to that game, and that's the point they made. Hey, there are 2 knowns returning at quarterback here. What wasn't said, though, is that Tennessee made a very hard run at that kid from Kansas State. And after watching the father and the brother, they would
unanswered prayers.
Hey, listen, they would have fit right in on Vol Twitter, though. Right, Bino? They could have been right up there with Andy in the second row. Up there in Johnson City. The father and the brother are rolling around in the mud, Taylor. The greatest thing I've ever seen.
Redneck brawl out there at Farmageddon or whatever they call that thing.
What in the hell was that? And I mean, they were punching on each other. Wow, you talk about a family that doesn't hold their emotion inside, Taylor.
Well, Tony, maybe it was the Guinness in Dublin, but all I know is, thank goodness for unanswered prayers. We would have had like Nick 2.0 and crazy dynamics on Rocky Top, which we don't need. We need that in our rearview mirror.
Amen.
Hey, last thing, Tony, and Bino on the way out. what are your thoughts about opening up in Hotlanta in a neutral
I hate it.
part? It's just, to me,
It's not college
everything. It's not. It's a pro stadium in a horrific downtown. And I'm from the suburbs of it, or live in the suburbs of Atlanta. I'm not from there, but I've been here long enough. They couldn't have picked probably a worse place to have a kickoff. Now, Mercedes-Benz Stadium is outstanding. It is a pearl in the downtown crap that is Hotlanta.
Yep.
But I just wish we would get rid of these neutral site stadiums. I mean, we should be either at Syracuse or on Rocky Top at Neyland Stadium, enjoying a beautiful start to the football season. And I don't understand why they do it. I know it's a money grab, but it's kind of too bad. They keep stealing the pageantry, the tradition, and the beautiful nature of stadiums that we just need to stop doing it. Guys, can't wait to hear your show from the Palace that is Calhoun's. And I will do a quick shout-out to one of your sponsors. I partook in a little Billy's Coffee Grounds, grade A. That's outstanding stuff, Tony.
That'll put some lead in your pencil, too, big boy. You give us some grade A coffee. No question. Shout out, Billy. Thank you, brother. Shout out to Billy, grade A Grounds.
He's Taylor's preaching to the choir to me, Tony. I'm not a fan. Not a fan of the neutral site game.
These are awful. The best thing about Texas and Ohio State is they're playing that game in a stadium. Michigan, Oklahoma next week, playing that game in a stadium. Professional stadium's not a college. It's not a stadium. Like Brian said, it's like going to a bowl game. The problem is they've had trouble selling those tickets. Why have they had trouble selling those tickets? Well, they've had trouble selling those tickets because we've had an uneven offseason. And the Syracuse fans, I mean, are they going to travel to Atlanta? Think about it. If you had that game in Nashville, they travel to Nashville. Everybody wants to get down there and see the country music and the this and the that. Atlanta is, and no offense to you if you're in Atlanta, but Atlanta's the strangest place because at night there's no city life there. Like that downtown area, it all just kind of shuts down. It's the strangest big city, Bino, in that way, isn't it? It does not feel like a Chicago, a Philly, a New York. Atlanta doesn't have a spot that feels like that. Now, I will say this about the Dome. They've made concession prices extremely affordable there. I mean, like you feel like you're in the 1970s for what you're paying for concessions. That's a plus. Let's go to the phones. But indoor football, indoor football to me is indoor football. But before you go, I want to remind you, my friends at Alumni Hall, absolutely next level. Best place to shop for all your Tennessee gear. Best and largest selection of Tennessee apparel. Top brands like Nike and Champion and Columbia and Peter Millar. Load up on hats, accessories. They've got the Yeti, all your tailgating necessities. You can download the Alumni Hall app, click account, tell you how much Hall cash you've earned. You earn $10 in rewards for every $150 you spend. Physical locations in Murfreesboro, Bristol, 3 locations in Knoxville, and now open in Johnson City. Pop into Alumni Hall and get game ready. Tell them Tony B sent you. And let's keep blood between brothers. So we go back to our phones at 865-200-5402. And we get our next call in. I don't need Josh Heupel to be entertaining. I just need him to win some football games. Hello and welcome in. You're on the air.
How my French compatriots doing today?
There he is.
I'm going to tell you what. Negaday might as well be ready. I guess he wants to blow up the south end zone at Neyland and just make a giant water slide down to the river where you can buy a Whataburger on the way. For Pete's sakes, there's a 2-mile line to get a Whataburger on game week on the Strip. That's outrageous.
There you go. Whataburger. What in the world is that?
I don't know, but I showed this line on the news, and I'm like, give me a break. It's football time in Tennessee, and we're worried about a Whataburger.
Bino, have you ever had a Whataburger? Are you
a chain that's out of Texas?
I don't know where it's out of.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know anything about it.
But, look, I know Syracuse has all new players, but so does half of college football. They might have good players. I'm with Bino. They had a coach that took them to a 10-3 record. I don't care who they played. And I'm looking for some game like 24-13, and I'll count that as a good win. And that's just the way I see it. I don't see us going in there and winning 42-0. I mean, it's great if it happens, but I just want a 1-point win. That's all I want.
I brought my quarterback in here a little over 100 days ago right now.
Yep.
Why in the world would I expect to blow a team out or beat them by 3 scores? I mean, maybe I do. As I said earlier in the show, the thing that really gives me hope is when I think about what John Bryce said about the fact that Syracuse is a club that does not protect, that has a statue at quarterback, and they're going to have trouble protecting him because he doesn't move. And then they've lost pieces on their offensive line, including a starting guard that transferred to San Diego State. And the backstory is his former offensive line coach at Syracuse is now the offensive line coach at San Diego State. So he wants to go back there and play with his former coach.
So, yeah, I would take the under, Bino, probably. Is the under like 50.5?
Yeah, I think it's 50.5, 51. And I mean, my thoughts are just both teams are kind of starting all over on the offensive side of the football. And Tennessee's defensive unit's the best unit on the field. But like Tony says, Tennessee's defense may score, but you got to have some help to get to 50 points. The other team has to help.
Yeah, and I think people are still overlooking our kicking game. We got a great punter and a kicker, and I think that's going to be a big difference in some games this year.
Hope so.
But as far as the permanent opponents, Tony, it seems like most teams have 2 they like. So why don't we start out with 3 permanent opponents in 2026? And 2 of them are forever, but your third one is up for review every 4 years. Your third permanent opponent is not really permanent. It's up for review every 4 years.
That's not a bad idea. I mean, why set that in stone? Why can't you just have 2 permanent opponents?
Yeah.
Because I'll tell you what, when we did the exercise, and I would challenge anybody to do it, it's really hard coming up for 3 permanent opponents for everybody. Now, Tennessee's one of the teams that you can come up with 4 permanent opponents for. LSU is another one. You can come up with 4 permanent opponents for. Texas, their script sort of writes itself. But you got a good point there, W. Lynn.
Yeah, I think that'd be an excellent way to do it, W. Lynn. That it's not set in stone. And Tony, obviously, the 3-6 is so that you can play everyone within the conference twice every 4 years.
Great point, Bino. Great point.
What I'm waiting on is now that we've got 9 conference games, there's 6 Big Ten teams this year that don't have a Power 4 opponent. And we've agreed to play a Power 4 opponent. We need to pressure them. You got to play a Power 4 opponent outside your conference.
I think they're actually pushing that, aren't they, W. Lynn? That you have to play one Power 4 opponent.
Yeah, you do.
Well,
yes.
I hope they are, because Penn State doesn't, Indiana doesn't, and Washington doesn't this year.
No, I'm not talking about. I'm sorry. I was talking about inside the SEC.
Yeah, in this league, they're not
Big Ten.
Yeah, they're not worried about putting. And the Big Ten, if they continue to do that, they're going to lose. They're going to lose playoff spots because that's what the SEC is doing. Going forward, they want to set themselves up to gobble in that 5+11 as many as they can.
And what I'm worried about is that they tell us there's going to be a metric or some mathematical formula about schedule strength. Are they actually going to put that up on the TV screen where we can see what they're talking about?
W. or Lynn, I have no idea. Or is it going to be like as nebulous, and I appreciate you, as what they do in college basketball, where they constantly shift it around? By the way, 865-200-5402. Taylor was talking about Josh Heupel, and rightfully so, how boring he is, but he's a really good dude. And he did a classy thing today. In the press conference where he opened, and we joined him late, he opened his press conference by offering his prayers and best wishes for Ben McKee, who joins us frequently here. And he said, we want him and his family to know that we're thinking about him. That's very classy. And Ben's had to step away from his duties for a little bit while he recovers after undergoing some treatments. But I'll tell you what about Ben. That's a classy person. And I echo that sentiment in wishing him the best. You talk about a guy that's a real asset to our entire community. That is Ben McKee. And Ben, we do wish you well, my man. And cannot wait to get you back on here, breaking it down scientifically. In the meantime, for the radio listener, I love you, I appreciate you, I thank you. Our conversation is going to continue here at tclub.team. In the meantime, I love you, I thank you. Bino O'Brien and myself will continue. We've got a full bank of calls. So we'll do a TLD Logistics overtime. But in the meantime, I thank you. I appreciate you. I say to you, peace on the streets. I want to remind you that we're going to be live Friday down at Calhoun's on the River. And also a couple special announcements coming up as well. But in the meantime, we love you. We thank you. It's going to be an incredible week. Check us out at tclub.team. Bookmark it. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Appreciate you. Peace.
WJBE 1040 AM, 99.7 FM. Translator W259AP. Powell, Knoxville.
Yeah.
It's TLD Logistics Overdrive Overtime, presented by TLD Logistics. Online at tldlogistics.com. And now let's go to the guys with today's edition of TLD Logistics Overdrive Overtime.
TB, back with you. Bino, your thoughts on our first offering of game week 2025?
The energy level and excitement level is raising by the second.
Yeah, I even feel myself kind of growing into this as we go here, which is a lot of fun. The 5+11, Bino, and the SEC going to 9, and then saying you better schedule another real game, which means only 2 cream puffs on the schedule, Bino, is not good for the local bakery, but very good for the paying fan who's been getting ripped off.
Win, 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 Tony. I did not want the playoffs to become basically SEC Big Ten Invitational, which the Big Ten was trying to run through there. It may wind up being that anyway, but at least wise if it is, it'll be due to merit. It won't be due to given slots.
Before we go to our phones, I want to remind you, my friends at VIP Play, shout out Willie Boy Heflin, who's going to be with us on our post-game show. Garza Law, fifth quarter fan reaction. Going to be with us on our winners and losers, presented by our friends at Dos Equis, and also our friends at Miller Lite. So that's going to be a lot of fun. And it's going to pop in on Fridays with us at Calhoun's. Because I'm going to tell you something about Willie Boy Heflin. And Bino and I learned this last year. First of all, he's going to be a broadcasting superstar. Secondly, when it came time, when Tennessee was involved with these quarterbacks, Willie Boy Heflin, me and Bino and him were sitting around talking. And we were talking about the 4 or 5 names they were going after, and he was like, well, this guy's this, and this guy's this, and this guy's this, and this guy's from here, and this guy played here, and this guy was here, and this guy played here in high school. I mean, this guy's a college football junkie bean star. Willie Boy is.
I was like, huh?
Yeah, me too. Me too. I was like, kid, where you been all my life? I went, shit, like that to him. He says, what's that mean? I said, Willie Boy, you found a home, brah. Because I looked right at him and I said, shit. Direct deposit, ladies and gentlemen, via debit card and Apple Pay are now available to all users of VIP Play as they continue to step it up. And here we are, it's game week. I'm going to have a special bet for you coming up this week. Hey, Bino, hey, Bri, on the Winners and Losers program, I'm thinking about giving out a couple plays myself this year, Bri, because I got hotter than a firecracker during last year's college football season. Should I or should I not?
Well,
where are
I
you
think
on
you
that,
should,
Brian?
just so people can maybe go the other way.
Well, you can go after
if necessary.
You can go after yourself. You can go after yourself. You can go after yourself. My friends at VIP Play want to remind you it's the first time somebody's been told to go F themselves during a live read. But the welcome bonus is yours. Now that football season's here, you bet $5 or more, you get $100 in bonus bets. It'll appear in your account. The promo code to use is TNTony, and let the games begin. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Rice fans. So much to do. So much fun to have. Live always, 200-plus leagues, numerous bet types, props, and options. VIP, where everybody gets treated like a VIP at VIP Play. And check out VIPplay.com as well for their ever-growing offerings there. And Will's done a lot of work on that. I'll let him tell you about that later in the week. But let's go to our phones, our TLD Logistics phone lines.
You went Fat Tony on Brownie Boy.
I mean, Bino, I picked it like a 58% clip last year, Bri. How about you, big boy?
Uh-oh.
How many out of the money, Bino, did I finish in the championship last year? I finished second in the league, didn't I? In our deal?
I don't remember, Tony. You had a good year. You had a good year.
One of your clowns, I think, cheats. I think that's one of your made-up names. Bino is a commissioner talking about the mafia and moving the numbers around. Not that I want to air our dirty laundry on here.
If I'm cheating, I'm the worst cheater since Jeremy Pruitt, because I finished dead last.
TLD Logistics Overdrive Overtime, you're on the air. Hi.
DFL.
Tony, Brian, Bino. Hey, Josh Boy.
What's up, Josh?
Happy
Josh
game week,
Boy.
guys.
Hanging in, buddy. Hanging in.
Yeah. Tony, I gave Bino a winner this week. I gave him, we both had it. We had the over in the Western Kentucky Sam Houston game.
There you go.
Yeah.
Sure did.
Yeah.
Good pick, Brian. That's a good pick there, Joshy.
Thank you.
Easy over.
So, Tony, why'd you say that, man? Why'd you say that earlier?
I give up. Say what earlier?
You said that South Carolina Virginia Tech game's going to be a sneeze fest. I think it'll actually be a pretty good game.
No, I didn't say that.
I heard you say that earlier.
No, I might have been talking about if it's played in Atlanta, it's a snooze fest. But I think it will be a good football game. I wish that game was played.
It is in Atlanta.
Yeah, I wish it was played in one of those environments. I don't find these college games at pro stadiums endearing, Josh.
I'm like you, Tony. I agree. I hate neutral site games, and I've said it a lot before. They need to go back to campus games.
Look, I think South Carolina. What's the line in that game, Josh?
South Carolina. I want to say they're laying 8.5.
That's
maybe.
what I thought.
7.5, 8.5.
Off the top of my head, I thought 8.5. And look, here's the thing about South Carolina. How formidable are they? I know they're very good at quarterback.
Right.
But they have had some losses. And then Ricky Ronnie and what's going on at Virginia Tech, they got to move the bar here sooner or later, or they're going to kind of cease to exist in the upper echelons.
Yeah.
And then
Tony,
the other odd thing is you've got the Beamer tie with Virginia Tech.
Right.
And, Bino, I wonder if Virginia Tech's job open, if Beamer
if they
Jr.
fire their coach.
Yeah, if Beamer Jr. would heed the clarion call to go home, Bino. What do you think?
Yeah, that's interesting, Tony. I think that's the only way that you would ever leave South Carolina to go to Virginia Tech is just to for that reason. But if I was a South Carolina fan and that happened, I would be absolutely sick.
Plus, he can make the playoffs from there. Yeah.
Tony, I know he has a lot of ties to that school. His dad coached there, and wasn't he like a grad assistant there or something?
No, he was a grad assistant here, actually. He grew up there, though, and his dad was
wasn't he
a
a coordinator there one year?
I got to look that up. I don't know. I'll look that up.
Yeah, but I do not think if that job opens up that he would go there, because I don't think that job is attractive anymore. I just don't think it's a good destination.
I don't think they'd pay any more than he's making now, would they?
I doubt it. Yeah, Ronnie.
And I think he was at Oklahoma. Was another school he was at.
Yeah, he was at Oklahoma for sure.
I would say, Tony, South Carolina pays him a little bit more better if he made the jump to Virginia Tech.
I think, though, I guess what I'm getting at is the concept of it's something that's in his heart.
Yeah.
He started here as a GA. He's coached with Georgia, tight ends coach, and other stops along the way include, let's see, Georgia Tech, Tennessee as GAs, Mississippi State for a couple years, South Carolina for 3 years. He did go to Virginia Tech. He was assistant head coach, running back coach for his dad from 2011 to 2015. Then he went back to Georgia. Then he went to Oklahoma, and now he's at South Carolina. And he's 29 and 22, by the way. In his career at South Carolina, he's not bad.
No. Tony, I don't know who was more negative today on the show. Dave complaining about how many points we're going to win by, that we need to win by in game against Syracuse Saturday, or Taylor complaining about Heupel not giving away too much in the interviews. Heupel doesn't give away much stuff anyway since he's been here.
No, he's never. Heupel's not here to entertain you. Never has been.
No. Yeah.
His style of play was entertaining early on. That's for damn sure.
Yeah.
For 2 years there, they had the greatest show on turf. Who knows what it's going to look like this year or next year, but he's winning games, and he's been very effective. So, again, you don't even have to entertain me with that as long as you're winning games. Win games any way you can win games, as far as I'm concerned.
Right. So, I wanted to get your thoughts on this game Saturday. Tony, Bronny, you can chime in too, but do you think this game will be competitive against Syracuse, or do you think we kind of run away by a couple of touchdowns or so?
Josh, I really don't know what to think. I think we're going to win the football game. I just don't know that we're going to run away and hide, because I don't know what our capabilities are offensively yet. So
I stand with King Bino. I think it's going to be an interesting game, but I think Tennessee's going to fold up that white turkey, and they're going to stuff him like a Thanksgiving white turkey. And he's got all white meat, by the way. Thank you, Joshy boy.
Who was that you were talking about white turkey?
Steve Angeli.
Steve Angeli. Yeah. Tony, out the door, I want to read you guys a stat. Okay. neutral favorites that made the playoffs in the previous season have been free. 25-15 against the spread, 62%. And I'm reading right now this one analytical site likes Tennessee to cover the 14 against Syracuse Saturday.
What site is that, Josh? What site is that?
That site is, let me get it pulled up here. Locks and Cash Sports Betting page on Twitter.
Thank you, my man. Good talking to you. 865-200-5402. I think any and all outcomes are possible Saturday. Could Tennessee lose Saturday's game? Yes. In a word, yes. You agree with that, right, Bino? It's a losable game. All these games are losable. First game of the season, anything can happen.
Tony, until you know what you have, you don't know what you have.
That's right. I mean, this Aguilar guy could go out there and turn the ball over 5 times. You never know. Correct me if I'm wrong, Brian. When App State went to Michigan, and beat them, wasn't that a first week of the game, first game of the year game, Bri?
Yeah, it was.
I remember that because I was watching it over there with Clarky Boy. We were hanging out by the pool, put the game on. We couldn't believe it. We were like, what the hell's going on here? Right in the middle of the afternoon. And back then, App State, if I'm going to remember this correctly, they were a 1AA school, weren't they? They weren't.
Yeah, they went on to win the FCS National Championship.
I bet they
that
did.
Was played in Chattanooga. Then at the time.
Let's go back to our phones on TLD Logistics Overdrive Overtime. You're on the air. Hi. Hello, welcome in. You're on the air.
Hey, Tony.
There he is.
What's going on, man?
Fired up, focused, and prepared, brother. What's going on with you?
I don't know. I kind of everything in me wanted to hate this season, but I don't feel any connection to the players anymore, the coaches. I despise all the administrators, but here we are again. It's that time. And, they sucked me right back in here, Tony. I'm all,
Josh, it's
all
why
woolly, full wool.
They can't, Josh, they can't ruin this stuff. You know why? And this is what Danny White and those guys know. It's in your bones, man. It's part of your DNA. Like when they cut you open, maybe medical science can't detect it, but this thing gets to a cellular level. And
it's like a damn salmon going upstream, Tony, or the damn geese flying south.
That's exactly right.
That same old line of sheep headed straight back over there,
hey,
giving all their money away.
But not only that, how about you looking at the sheep, giving their money away, saying that would never be me, but you give your heart away to it. Listen to the sound of your voice, right?
I'm not saying I'm better than them. I'm better
the
worst one,
We can't divorce ourselves from it. It's like a wise man once told me about Major League Baseball. The idiots in charge of it have tried everything for a century to destroy it. They've tried to destroy it. And you cannot, when those kids and those young men, when you're watching Major League Baseball, get between those lines and play that beautiful game on a baseball diamond, it is an absolutely astoundingly awesome sport, man. And no amount of stupid business is going to drive us away from it. It's just not.
Yeah, they try. Hey, what pisses me off, Tony, is they, every nickel they trying to squeeze 2 more dimes out of, and people like me, and there's millions of people like me who, I can't I got a family. I can't justify spending a third of my income going down there, even though I love it. I just can't justify it no more, and it pisses me off.
Do you know what?
You see his fugazi ass down there, like, building entertainment areas or, it's like Gavin Newsom. He's going to tell me he's going to build a high-speed rail down there next, Tony. I mean, it's all fake, dude. Everybody around it is fake except
the fans,
the people it represents.
Yeah,
the people that it represents.
When we got away from the athletic director model of you brought one of your own and you elevated them, or at least they behaved that way, like, hey, we're all in this thing together. I mean, Danny White has done a nice job here, but you know what Danny White is? He's a marketer. That's all he is. He's a marketer.
I hate him, Tony. I know he's won a lot.
I
enjoy all the wins, but I absolutely hate the guy.
You're allowed to hate him? No, what I've noticed lately on Twitter when he tweets something is people really go at him now. They were celebrating him 4 or 5 years ago, but there's a faction of people out there that he is disaffected by pricing people out of this thing, and they could care less about you. They don't give two shits about you.
Yeah, they hate us.
They hate us. They think the fans
Tony,
are a bunch of stupid sheep.
On your back.
No offense.
You need to look into stem cell therapy. I had a buddy who had that done.
All right.
It changed his life, dude. It really worked for him. I don't know if you know anything about that, but
no,
it's worth looking into.
Well, it is worth looking into because I'm going to tell you what, Laura later tonight, if I don't get over this thing, it's going to put me in a figure 4 leg lock, Josh. like we're down in the Omni, like we're back in the Omni, and I'm going to have my daughter come off the couch with the bionic elbow on me and see if that'll knock the shit out of this thing.
And Bino, Auburn and Georgia has played 121 times. Tennessee and Kentucky has played 120 times.
Wow, I didn't know it was that close, Josh.
And Bino's wanting to throw it away.
One game is the only difference. I hope they keep Kentucky.
I'll be more than happy if Kentucky's in there. If it were me, I'd take Kentucky. I'm just saying I don't know that that's equitable.
I think it comes down to Kentucky. I don't know if they want to keep it, to be honest with you. Listening to their fans,
I wouldn't if
I
I were
think they're
them.
kind of 50-50. 50-50. I expect that from Tony, Bino, but I don't expect that from you. Anyway,
what's that, Josh?
It's that time again.
Wait a second. What do you expect from me that you didn't expect from Bino? Say that again, Josh.
Well, I mean,
you're urinating me off.
Years, you was waving a white flag, Basilio. You was ready to get out of that Alabama series for over a decade, and then, you waved the white flag for a while, but
wait a second here. I'm the one that said the third game ought to be Florida. You want Kentucky because it's easier. You're the one waving the white flag.
No, I want Kentucky because there's tradition there. And
tradition? They go out on the field and get the hell beat out of themselves. What's tradition about that?
Well, that's tradition to me. And I live, probably 50 miles from Kentucky line, so. And the basketball bleed over. It's good to continue that and football.
Oh, I love it. And, that big cloud of smoke, which sat over that stadium in Ireland the other day, made me think about Kroger Field, like when Matt says how they just light up heaters in the stands. Like it's 1972.
You talked about lining the field, Tony, but hell, did you see how they lined it? They brought out, it looked like a damn Don Tower Park down here in Kingsport. They brought out the chalk lines. They poured the bag of chalk in there, and I was like, no wonder there's no damn lines on there.
Exactly.
It was like
like me lining the Babe Ruth field back in the day when our family used to take care of it. Yes, they had the line going.
It was a great game, and Tony, I'm not sold on this Syracuse game. I respect that coach they got, and I've seen everything go south quick. Heupel, he can't afford to lose this game. If he loses this game, it will get very ugly before this season's out.
Hey, Josh, from a perspective of somebody that played, I want your thoughts on this. I'm going to ask Bino and Bry about this. Tennessee did not release a depth chart today before the game. No depth chart. Now, that's the first time I can ever remember that happening. What do you think gives without releasing a depth chart with oars on it? No depth chart, Josh. What do you make of that?
I don't know. I just think Heupel's trying to push his guys, probably. But, I mean, hell, everybody on the team, you know who's good and who's not good after about 30 minutes of practice. You know who's can play and who can't play. And I don't know. I don't understand the damn top secret stuff. Everybody knows what you do. They study every film imaginable. It's stupidity. These coaches, they're just so buttoned up. They're scared to death. And hell, you know, they're paying them $9 million a year. Why give anybody anything to write about? So.
Thank you, Josh. Yeah, they don't even have to appear on coaches' shows anymore. Back in the day, you know, the only reason you had a coaches' show is you had to justify making him the highest paid guy in the state. They funnel that money to him. Now these coaches are like, screw you, I'm not even going to do the coaches' show. God. But, Bino, what do you make of, and by the way, 865-200-5402 if you want to jump in. A couple people fell off there. What do you make, Beanstar, of no depth chart being released?
Yeah, I don't know what to make of that, Tony. I don't know if that's just paranoia that's overtaken the game, or if that's a coaching ploy in the last week leading up to your first game of the season, trying to continue to push guys in positions that are close. I don't know which of those it is. Not sure.
Yeah, you're right. It's either a little bit of paranoia, Hoya paranoia, or engendering competition.
Yeah, it's one of those two, Tony. I mean, after the first game, obviously people have tape on you, so it doesn't matter whether you release it or not. They know who your guys are. They know who can play. They know who can't. So after the first week, all it would be just, I don't know, pushing people. I'm not sure.
It's very odd. But that's it.
Yeah.
That's it for our phone calls. So that's it for the program. Bino, any final thoughts? And Brian, any final thoughts? Because we're going to be live with you. Next time you hear Bino's voice, we're going to be at Calhoun's on the River. It's going to be unbelievable, Andy.
Tony, I'm ecstatic that you're feeling better and that it is back football season. Both of those things make me very happy.
And Brian, you remain in our prayers, bro. Love you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Brian. Pray for Ben McKee as well. We love you. We thank you. G to the B to the O. I want to say a special shout out to my friends at TLD Logistics, online at tldlogistics.com. For all your shipping needs, they've got you covered. A tremendous, and I mean a tremendous brokerage division as well. And if you're one of the drivers, one of my heroes out there, I want to remind you that they've got an opportunity for you at TLD Logistics. For Bino, for Bry, for lovely Laura. My name's Tony. It's game week. Put your game face on. Get serious about it. Let's get serious, Jermaine Jackson.